Now for this video, I'm going to talk about some of the ingredients that I used in this recipe and how they can affect your skin and how they can whiten your skin, at what phases you're supposed to use them, how soluble they are, and so many other things that you will be learning. Hey fellow skin gang, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Sele Kalio, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. In this channel, we do skincare formulations, DIY skincare recipes. I teach you about your skin and how you can keep your skin healthy and beautifully glowing and white. Now, if you're interested in this kind of videos, you definitely want to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time I put out a new video, and also leave me a thumbs up and leave me your comments and questions in the comment section, and I will answer them for you. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a very super whitening, an extreme super whitening face cream. Now a lot of people have been complaining that their face creams don't work, their formulations don't work. Now if you want a super effective face cream, a super effective whitening face cream, you want to watch this video to the very end, because I'm not going to be leaving any recipes in the description bar. So you want to definitely watch this video from the beginning to the end, because all the ingredients and their measurements will be embedded in this video. So you want to watch carefully and get out your pen and paper and jot down this recipe. Try it and then send me a message on how it works for you. It is super effective. Now this is an organic skincare formulation, but after I finish this recipe or this formulation, I go ahead to show you how you can also further make it more effective in whitening your skin. I'm going to show you some ingredients that you can also incorporate into this recipe that I have made. I made this ingredient and they are super effective. You can add them into this recipe and then it will give you a mind-blowing effect. You can also use this formulation on its own and it will still give you that super whitening effect. Now if you want to see what this recipe is and how you can formulate this recipe or make this recipe, you want to watch this video to the end. Now let me take you to my workstation. Okay guys, so our batch size for this formulation is 100 grams, and I'm going to measure out my e-wax. For e-wax, I'm going to be using 5% e-wax, which is 5 grams in 100 batch size. And then for my cetyl alcohol, I'm using 3% of cetyl alcohol, which is 3 grams. Make sure every time you put in a new ingredient, you tar your scale. So next I'm putting in my stearic acid. For stearic acid, I'm using 3 grams, which is 3%. Remember, we're making a 100 ml batch. So I'm doing 3% for cetyl alcohol, 3% for stearic acid, and 5% for e-wax. And for our oil, I'm using grapeseed oil, and I'm using that at 10%, which is 10 grams. And then onto my water phase, I'm going to measure out my water. I'm using hydrosol. I'm using lemon hydrosol. Now I know that I have a video on how you can make your hydrosols, which I'm going to link here, but lemon hydrosol is done differently. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Now I am measuring out my powders, which are my actives. And this is my glutathione powder. I'm using that at 3%. I'm using abutine powder at 2%, and I'm using
vitamin B3 at 4%. Now I'm going to add these ingredients into my water phase because they are water soluble. You want to make sure you watch this video to the end to see and learn about your ingredients and how you should dissolve them and how you should use them. Now onto my oil phase actives, I'm going to add in my kojic dipalmitate at 5%, which is 5 grams, and I'm going to add that into my oil. I'm going to go on to measure out my sepi white powder. That I'm going to use 2%, which is 2 grams for this recipe. Now remember that we're making a 100 ml or a 100 gram batch. It is good to formulate your recipes in percentages so that you will be able to use that same percentage to create any batch size of your choice. Now here I'm just measuring out my oil phase actives, which is kojic dipalmitate and sepi white powder, and I'm going to add that into my oil phase of my formulation. Now remember that you can get our ebook if you want to learn more about formulations and how you can create your own recipe. You want to get the ebook, use the link in the description bar to buy our ebook, and I'm here to answer your questions. Now our water phase actives have dissolved. We just have a little of glutathione in the water, but that too will dissolve down. You can see that the water is now clear. That's how you want your powder, your actives to be when you dissolve them. Now I'm going to keep giving that a stir just to aid the glutathione powder. Every other powder has dissolved. Our arbuthnine powder has dissolved. Our vitamin D powder has dissolved. Now this is our oil phase. I'm adding in propylene glycol. You have to add that into your oil phase, and then now I'm going to measure out my glycerin, and I'm pouring it into our oil phase. Now heating our oil and water phase to at least 90 to 100 degrees Celsius. I'm going to pour in my water phase into my oil phase and just blend it. Now this hand blender or manual blender that I'm using is super amazing. You can get it for 4,000 naira. Just send me a message and you can get this for 4,000. It's super amazing. It doesn't need any batteries or light or anything, electricity. It just blends, and this has been my best friend so far. So you just keep blending that until everything is well incorporated. You can see that it's still liquidy because we still have it at the high temperature. As it cools down, it begins to thicken up and becomes more of a cream. Now if you want to see how, oops, I added my vitamin E oil at 0.5%, that's 0.5 grams. I'm going to link a video here on how you can make your base cream. You want to go and watch that video to understand more how to make your base cream. Now this is my Oshaprapra whitening oil. This oil will give you a super whitening effect. Now you can incorporate this into your recipe if you want to, or you can use it to pro-mix, but for now I'm just showing you guys. For now I'm going to just leave the cream as it is, as organic as it is, and then at the end of the video I will show you how you can incorporate other ingredients to give it a more whitening effect. Now this is my Latino milk. This is like a cream booster. If you want this, I have it for sale. Just send me a message on WhatsApp and I will send it to you. I also have my Latino whitening oil. These you can also add into your recipe or into your formulation at the final stage, and it will give you a super whitening effect. These ingredients I'm just showing you guys that you can add them to get a super flawless whitening effect. It will give you about 3 to 4 shades lighter. Now because this is a face cream, I'm going to add tea tree essential oil, and our essential oils are at 2%, so all the essential oils combined together is 2 grams. So I used tea tree essential oil, jojoba essential oil. You can use any essential oil of your choice. For this formulation I use tea tree, jojoba and cedarwood essential oil. So all my essential oils amounted to 2%, which is 2 grams. And then I also went ahead to add preservatives. You can add your preservatives at 0.5%, which is 0.5 grams. Now as you can see, the cream has started to thicken up and look more like a creamy texture. So yes, here is my preservative that I'm going to be using. You can use any preservative of your choice. And I'm also adding polysorbate 80 for viscosity to increase the viscosity of the formulation, and I'm adding that at 0.5%. Now you want to give that a good whisk. Make sure you blend your recipe or your ingredients properly, and don't ever try to pour your powders without dissolving them appropriately. Nobody should tell you to pour your powders without dissolving them appropriately. Dissolving them properly will give your cream more effectiveness. Now here our cream is ready. I'm just going to pour it into this clean bowl. Make sure everything you're using for your cream or your formulation is well sterilized and clean. Now this bowl is has been sterilized and it's clean, and I'm putting it in here because I know that my cream will not oxidize. Reasons being that I used kojic dipalmitate, and I did not use any other ingredient that will oxidize in air, in light, or in heat. In your formulations, you want to know your recipe, you want to know your ingredients, you want to make sure you're using ingredients that are compatible and that will, not spoil on you. So if you want to learn more about ingredients and formulation, you want to get our ebook. It's 5,000 naira. You can get yours using the link in the description bar, or you can send me a direct message on WhatsApp to buy this ebook directly. The ebook also comes with a video on how you can formulate your own recipe. Now I promised I was going to show you guys how I further went ahead to promix this recipe. So I used my Latino milk, and I also used my Ushaprapra whitening oil to get this. Now this recipe on its own, without the pro-mixing, without adding the Latino milk and others, will give you a very beautiful flawless white skin, but it will take at least 2 weeks for you to see results. But adding the Ushaprapra whitening oil and also the Latino milk will give you a quicker result. Within a space of 1 week, you will see that your face is whiter, cleaner, and more beautiful. Now I forgot to show you guys the pH of the cream, so I went ahead to check the pH and it is just perfect. It just came out at 5.
If you want to see more recipes and more formulation, you definitely want to subscribe to this channel. And also don't forget, our ebook is on and selling super fast. Thank you to everyone who has gotten the ebook. I am super grateful to everyone who has gotten the ebook, and I started bringing in reviews. Now this recipe book or this ebook is 1 in a million. It's not the copy and paste. This ebook will teach you how to formulate your own skincare recipes, and also I have given you recipes that you can follow to get a flawless result. You can either use these formulas for your business or your personal use, it doesn't matter. I have so many recipes in this ebook, and I have taken time to jot down or put down everything you need to know to start your own skincare formulation business. And there's also a video teaching you how you can create a proper recipe. Now trust me, you don't want to miss this because nobody else does this. I have taken time, months, sleepless nights to put this ebook together, and it's 1 in a million because we have so many reviews. I'm going to try to see if I can put some of the reviews here for you guys to see. We have so many reviews coming in, and I'm really grateful to everybody who has bought this ebook. And reviews are pouring in, guys. If you haven't gotten the ebook, I don't know what you are waiting for. Take this time, use the link in the description to buy this ebook, and trust me, you will not regret your money. Now I am here to answer your questions and assist you as much as I can as far as you buy this ebook. Now this ebook will teach you everything you need to know about skincare formulation, your ingredients and their usage percentage rates. I don't want to spoil anything, so make sure you grab this ebook right now. Now I'm working on another Obonge ebook which will be all recipes. It's going to be in 3 volumes. I'm going to be doing 50 recipes on each. Now if that's not crazy, I don't know what is. So you want to definitely get this ebook right now so that when the other ones come, you would have evolved and you would understand how, you know, these other ingredients and recipes would work for you. Please ignore my hair today. I don't know what's going on with me today, but just ignore, okay? Ignore. Now for this video, I'm going to talk about some of the ingredients that I used in this recipe and how they can affect your skin and how they can whiten your skin. I'm going to be talking to you about their usage rates and every other thing that you need to know about all the ingredients that were used in this recipe. Now the first ingredient that I'm going to talk about is the Ebook powder. Now Ebook powder is soluble in water. Remember, Ebook powder is only soluble in water. It is not soluble in oil, meaning it doesn't dissolve in oil. It only dissolves in water at a certain temperature. Now somebody sent me a message saying there's a YouTuber that is very known. I don't know who the person is, they didn't give me any names, but she said the YouTuber is very known, and they have been, you know, showing people how they can just pour all their powders into their already finished cream or finished product and blend them together, and that's not, you know, don't do that, please. you want to make sure you are dissolving. You want to make sure you are dissolving your ingredients properly, the way they are supposed to be dissolved, and then put into the phases that they're supposed to be put into. Don't go and do mix and pour. I don't teach you people how to mix and pour. I teach you how to formulate like a pro. Do you understand? Please don't mind my hair. My hair is crazy today. I didn't have time, so you know. So now aquabotin, it's soluble in water. The pH range is about 3.5 to 6.5. So it has quite a wide pH range. So you can incorporate it with so many other ingredients. That's why aquabotin is one of the most sought after ingredient in skincare. In the skincare industry, because it has a wide pH range, and the suggested usage rate is 0.2% if you're going to be using it alongside with exfoliants like AHAs and you know, all those things. But if you're not using any exfoliant, you're not using any alpha hydroxy acid, you want to make sure you're using up to 2% to get its effectiveness. Now if you want to learn how you can make your recipes in percentages, you want to get my ebook. Yes, so if you are going to be formulating or incorporating alpha arbutin with any form of exfoliant in your formulation, you want to make sure you're using 0.2%. But if you're not using an exfoliant, you can use up to 2% to get a proper concentration. Now the next ingredient is glutathione powder. Glutathione powder is also known as GHS, and it belongs to an organic compound called peptides. Glutathione is an antioxidant. It is soluble in water, and it has a pH range of about 3.5 to 6.6. Our next ingredient is niacinamide, the vitamin B3. Now niacinamide is one part of vitamin B3 family. The other part is niacin. It can be found in so many foods, including yeast, meat, fish, eggs, green vegetable, beans, and cereal grains. Vitamin B3 or niacinamide is a water-soluble active. It also has a pH range of 6 to 7.5. Now, like I said before, always dissolve your ingredients appropriately. Do not just pack all your powders or your actives and put in water. Even if they are not water soluble, they will not dissolve and they will not give you the kind of result that you need in your creams. They will clump up and then end up, you end up wasting that whole money and energy that you put into that work. So learn. That's why I'm taking my time to tell you how these ingredients are dissolved, what you can dissolve them with, at what pH range you can use them, and at what percentage rate you can use them. Now if you want to know more of these ingredients and their usage rates, you can go and buy my ebook. There are so many things that you don't know about skincare. There are so many things that you're doing wrong. You want to make sure you get the ebook. It is very affordable and we're on a very, very sweet promo. It's just 5,000 naira. From 25,000 we have brought it down to 5,000 naira. So you want to definitely get this ebook and come back and tell me thank you later, because this price is just for a very short period of time. After now, it is going to go back to 25,000 naira, because the content of what is in that ebook is worth hundreds of thousands, and trust me when I say it's worth hundreds of thousands. You can use niacinamide at the concentration of 1% to 6%, but the most active concentration is 5%. So you want to make sure in your formulation you're not using anything more than 6% and you're not using anything less than 1%, but the most active or concentrated form percentage is 5%. Now our next ingredient is one of my favorite ingredients, the kojic dipalmitate. Now kojic dipalmitate is an oil soluble powder or compound. So it doesn't dissolve in water, you must dissolve it in oil. It is a more stable form of kojic acid. Now you all know that kojic acid is very unstable and can oxidize in your formulation, but when you use kojic dipalmitate, it has a way more stability, because it has a stability. Its pH range is from 3 to 10. Yes guys, it's from 3 to 10, and its boiling point is 684 degrees Celsius. So you can see that it's very flexible in your formulation. You can incorporate it in your formulation and you will not have any problems of the ingredient losing its strength. That's why I love using kojic dipalmitate, and it is a much more, much more effective form of kojic acid, and it's very effective in whitening your skin too. It is also an antioxidant, so basically it fights all the free radicals. It is an antioxidant and it has antifungal and antibacterial abilities too. Like I said earlier, it has a pH range of 3 to 10, so it's a very sweet ingredient to use. You can even use it in your black soap, because we all know that black soap has a very high pH range, but if you incorporate kojic acid in your formulation, in your black soap, you will love this product. So kojic acid is one of my favorite ingredients in skincare formulation. The recommended usage rate for kojic dipalmitate, or kojic dip like it's fondly called, is 1% to 5%. Now if you're using this for a super whitening cream or product, you don't want to use anything less than 3%, except you're doing like a lightening lotion or a caramel tone lotion, then you can use 1%, 2%. But if you're trying to get a whitening effect in your formulation, then you want to use at least 3% and above. Get my ebook. You people don't understand what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is a tip, just a small tip of the iceberg. Get the ebook and you will love your skincare formulations. Trust me. Even the lamest of men, even the someone who hasn't had any form of skincare prior knowledge can use this ebook and become a pro. I bet you. I'm going to leave some pictures on this video of reviews that have been coming in for the past how many days that this ebook has been up. We have sold so many of them. Now you want to join and buy this ebook and become your own skincare boss. Our next ingredient will be Seppi White. You guys know Seppi White is one of my favorite. You guys don't bother about my hair. Seppi White is one of my favorite ingredients as well, because it has a very beautiful result in your formulations. It helps with acne scars, it helps with sunburn, it helps with hyperpigmentation. It generally helps clean your skin and give you that radiant glowing skin. So I always love to incorporate it into my whitening creams, especially those ones I want to give me super whitening effect. Now Seppi White is also known as Skin White MSH. It is a super whitening active. The recommended pH range for Seppi White is 1% to 2%. Now if you want the ultimate result, you want to get a super whitening result, you can go you can use 2%, but if you want to make just the lightening lotion or cream, you can use 1%. Now Seppi White is an oil soluble active. You want to dissolve it in your oil phase. It has a pH range of 4 to 5 or 6.2 to 7. Now I'm going to end this video here because I don't want this video to be too long. Now again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you have to stop what you're doing and subscribe now, because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, guys. I'm so happy. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers and I can't contain my happiness. Thank you so much to everyone who has thought it fit to subscribe to my channel. That means you're telling me that I'm actually doing something right and I'm actually doing, I'm teaching something and you guys really love it, and I really do appreciate your time and your energy and your data that you use to watch my videos, even if I know I'm teaching you stuff that, you know, a lot of people won't come out to teach you for free, but I'm doing it because I love, this is what I love to do. I love to teach, I love to, you know. So thank you so much, guys. I have a full playlist of DIY recipes here. You want to click on that and watch all that video or all those videos. So once again, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I know a lot of people are going to ask me where my hair is from. I know it's looking crazy. Yeah, it's looking crazy. So on here I have my girl Hairs and Hearts by Nina. This is her bone straight, even if I haven't stretched it or combed it in days. But this is her bone straight. It comes with the frontal and, you know, all of that stuff. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.